Hey guys, I'm Sarah Kelly, and I'm joined by the women's head coach, LeAnn Freeland. Coach, this season we have a very front-loaded schedule, and we face some of our toughest opponents within the first 4 games.
Right.
And then we face Alaska Anchorage.
Correct.
And they're ranked number 16 this
Right.
year. How does that feel to have such a front-loaded schedule, and how have you been preparing our team?
Well, I feel like we always have a really strong schedule, as you know, since you're on the team.
Yeah.
We always like to be challenged early. Even though our conference is really, really difficult and kind of a grind, we like to kind of see where we're at the national stage early. We will be tested. Even this weekend, we're going to Delta State, and we open with Union and Delta State, who are preseason ranked very highly in their conference. So we're up for the challenge. I feel like we have a great number of returning players who kind of understand the level and understand what we're up against. And I do believe, and I'm sure you agree, Sarah, that our preseason exhibition scrimmage schedule has been very difficult and has kind of exposed some weaknesses, and we've really been addressing that over the last few weeks in practice. Even though we can't talk about the closed scrimmages, you know, we can talk about, you know, the exhibition that we had at Miami and at FAU.
And this now, you're going into your 9th season as the head coach here, and you've really grown this program and made it what it is today.
You know, obviously had some help with some amazing players, such as yourself.
It has been ran by you. You've been our head coach. And how do you think you've had this much success, and what has contributed to that?
Well, I think it's just the buy-in from our players. I think our players trust us to put them in the position to be successful. I think we've done a really good job. Coach Teepee and myself, we've been working together now for 9 seasons. That continuity is amazing, to be able to identify good players and to build a program we've built. And it always falls back on the players, though. I mean, we've been really fortunate to land some really great recruits, and they're the right people, not just the right players, but the right people to help us be successful.
And you mentioned your players. Last year we had Kristen Prassi on our team.
Right.
And it'll be very hard to fill her void. She was a great leader, amazing player. But this year we finally have Skyla Osceola healthy and Isabel Levine completely healthy and on the team. How do you think that they're going to step into that leadership role and carry us to a successful season?
Right. I mean, we were very fortunate last season to have 5 outstanding seniors. And, you know, Kristen Prassi obviously led the way at the point guard position, but I think we've been filling the needs as we've gone along. Again, we had some really remarkable leaders last season, and we're kind of evolving right now. But yeah, I know that between yourself at point guard, don't count yourself out, obviously you would never do that, but with Sarah and Isabel and Skyla, I think we'll be covering the point guard position very well. All 3 have had a great experience, even though Isa only played a couple games last season. She was with us all year. And I know that we're going to be led very well by 3 very talented point guards.
And this year we actually have 10 returners, so we only have 3 newcomers, which is very unique. And none of them are freshmen. Right. So how do you think that they've bought into our system, and how do you think they're adapting to being new?
Well, I think some days they're a little overwhelmed, you know, as all players are when they enter our system or enter any new system. But I know all 3, Julia, Annie, and Kenna, have done a really good job spending extra time with us, watching film, being very open to doing the things that we like to do and the way we do them. And they've really come a long way in a very short amount of time. But it's going to take some time for it to really click. Right now, they're still having to think when they're running our stuff, and it'll just be a short amount of time before they're really on board.
So last year, our team didn't receive any first place votes to be the favorite in SSC conference. But this year, we actually are one of the favorites, and we have that opportunity, and people are finally giving us recognition. What do you think that this year's team possesses differently from any other team you've ever coached?
That's a great question. I mean, I think one of the strengths we have, which we generally don't have, is we have great size. Typically, we're very guard heavy, and I feel like we still have the strong guard presence, but we do have 4 players who are 6'1" or above. And I think that will really help us with our help side defense, be able to block shots at the rim, hopefully controlling the boards, and, you know, looking a little different than normal, but we're still going to be playing our game. Last season and the preseason, we were still kind of putting it together from kind of a rough year, the year before. So it didn't surprise me we wouldn't receive any first place votes in the preseason. But with our returning players we have, along with our amazing finish last season, to be second in the preseason poll didn't surprise me at all. I did expect Tampa to be the one. We were close second. And, preseason rankings are for fun. And I do think that we are a team that will contend for the championship this year.
And season actually is just now starting.
Right.
We go on a road trip this week.
Right.
What will be a fairy tale ending to this season for you?
I don't really like to be, we've done some great things here, and I think this team has an amazing potential. I just want us to get better every day. I know it's cliche, but that's really the way I think. I want us to be focused on the moment, and I want our seniors, you're one of them, to be able to have an amazing season and obviously hang a banner. And then when we look back, we can be proud of the 1920 season. So the sky's the limit. I just think we've got to take one day at a time as we prepare.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, Coach.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks
No
for having
problem.
me.